Hello everyone and welcome to Ingles Table. I'm Scott Culpepper and today I'm going to be showing you how to make my delicious cranberry orange shrub as well as homemade grenadine syrup. I got everything I need from my local Ingles, so let's get started. So let's get started on the shrub first. The shrub dates back to the 15th and 17th century England, where before the days of refrigeration they would use vinegar to preserve their fruits and berries and stuff. So when they used the fruits and berries, they would keep the juice from it and drink as a healthy antioxidant. They used it to fight off scurvy. And today we've incorporated it to use in cocktails and mocktails. So it's a vinegar-based syrup. I'm going to start off with 1½ cups of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to do 2/3 of a cup of granulated sugar. I have 1½ cups of fresh cranberries and 1 cinnamon stick. We're adding all of this together. And then I have 2/3 of a cup of segmented oranges. I've used the Tiny Sun-Kissed Cuties. You could use normal size oranges. I just feel like these have more of a sweetness to balance out the vinegar. So 2/3 of a cup of segmented oranges and then 2 sprigs of fresh rosemary. So we're gonna get this up to a simmer. I'm gonna mix it just to get the sugar and everything combined so it could start to boil. We're gonna bring that to a slow boil. And this is gonna take about 20 minutes. But as we're cooking it, we're going to use our spoon to help break out the cranberries, smash the orange segments, and get everything, all the flavors out and combine. Once it gets to a boil, we'll turn it down to a slow rolling boil, and like I said, 20 minutes. So now we're gonna go over here and we're gonna make homemade grenadine syrup. So grenadine syrup is used to make Shirley Temple's, Roy Rogers. I had it on ice cream as I was a kid. But Shirley Temple's and Roy Rogers are just Coke and Sprite, lemon lime soda, lots of cherries, and lots of grenadine. So we're going to start with, we have 2 cups of pomegranate juice. And just add that. This is a really fun dish to get the kids involved in because they're the ones that are going to end up probably drinking most of it. And then I have 2 cups of granulated sugar. I'm going to just get that mixed up really well so we can start the sugar to dissolve and melt. So unlike the shrub, for the grenadine, we want it to come up to a slow simmer, and once the pomegranate juice and sugar starts to boil around the edge of the pot, turn the heat down, give it a good mix, and then don't let it come to a boil. To that, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. So you get about a tablespoon of juice out of 1 lemon. So I have 2 fresh lemons. I'm gonna squeeze the juice. You don't have to use fresh lemons. I just think the flavor's better for something like this. And this is just gonna kind of help with the pomegranate juice to add a little bit of sweet and a little bit of tart. So get this mixed up. This will only take 3 or 4 or 5 minutes maybe to get boiling on the sides. So the shrub is starting to boil here. You can smell the vinegar, don't get too close. And then I have a little smasher here that I'm just gonna kind of start to help the cranberries open up and get the orange segments broken up. Smash it into the rosemary and the cinnamon. And then, like I said, this will simmer for 20 minutes. The Shrub is great for mocktails, it's great for cocktails. One of my favorite ways to use the syrup from the Shrub is with gin or vodka, and then soda water or tonic, and then start with a tablespoon of the syrup into the drink. Stir it up, mix it up. You might want a little bit more, you might want a little bit less, but it's a really great additive to cocktails because the secret ingredient really is the apple cider vinegar, and it's more on the finish. It's not right up front, a strong bite, but it definitely makes a great cocktail. This is great during the holidays when you're hosting your holiday parties, holiday dinners, starting with cocktails. There's various different flavors of Shrubs. This just seems to me to be great for holidays with the cranberries and the oranges. You can find fresh cranberries easily at the Ingles. Now our syrup is starting to get that little bubble around the side that we like. So we're going to continue to stir this to make sure that all the sugar is dissolved. Once the syrup is dissolved, we're going to put it in an airtight container, squirt bottle, something with a lid, and this will keep up to a month in the refrigerator. The Shrub will keep up to a couple months because the vinegar helps with that preservation. I'm going to smash this one more time. It's boiling nicely now. And here's our grenadine coming up. So, I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to add some of it in here. So you can see this homemade grenadine syrup is not as bright red as the stuff you buy in the store, but this is simple to make. It's a lot of fun to do with the kids, and it's great for Shirley Temples and Roy Rogers. Now that our Shrub is finishing up, I'm going to turn the heat off. So normally we'd simmer this for 20 minutes, get all the flavors melded, make sure everything's crushed together. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drain the Shrub through a fine sieve strainer to separate the cranberries, the oranges, the rosemary, and the cinnamon. And just kind of smash it against the sides. Pull that out. And then what you're going to have left is going to be all the pith from the berries and the oranges. Set this aside and let it cool. And then when you make your mocktails or your cocktails, this could be what you garnish the drink with. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it back in here. Let that cool down, and once again, store this in an airtight container in the refrigerator. Here is the Shrub, a great, beautiful color. A nice hint smell of the apple cider vinegar. But once that cools down, it'll be sweetened up and be ready for your cocktails. Thanks so much for joining me here at the Ingles table. Be sure and check out the website for more tips, tricks, and recipes. I'll see you next time.